Okay, so today is only my second episode of playing since this expansion came out, and so the first episode I did what I usually like to do when something new comes out is I do a 10k draft, of which it was only my third one ever, actually, I'm pretty sure, right when it comes out. So yes, people will probably still metagamed it to death and are net decking and crazy stuff even for draft purposes, but whatever, like it gives you the most fresh experience, lets me try the cards. So obviously this expansion is almost like a dream come true for me because of how much I like dinosaurs and just how they represent in this game so much of what I'm about, like just playing on the board and high value stuff. Like, you can never convince me, no matter how basic it might seem, that Gigantosaurus is not a great card. 5 mana 10/10. Sure, you can just use removal on it, but what else for 5 costs are you gonna, aside from effects, obviously, those overrated things that I don't care as much about, but as far as just like playing on the board, Gigantosaurus, Galta, there's so many good ones that just represent such an amazing value and mid-range kind of on the board style of play. And so yeah, we spent the 10k. So the whole expansion now, I don't necessarily have to do another 10k draft, and it was like the one that you only played 3 games total. So you know, I won 1, I lost 2, so it wasn't very good. We got maybe the 320 gems from it, but whatever. I think even if you win all 3, you don't necessarily get a full refund on your 10k. I forget. Like it keeps crashing or something. Yeah, so today I'll just kind of look at some of the stuff in my, what I can potentially craft. I actually have 2 mythic wildcards saved up. Not that I did it really for this expansion, but you would think since I started playing like over a year ago, this would probably be my favorite one because, you know, a lot of the expansions, whatever, haven't interested me that much. Like even Lord of the Rings is cool in premise, but I always question why they're doing all these crossovers, which I feel like the actual hardcore Magic community doesn't like that, and that's why a lot of, on Steam and stuff, it has like a lot of negative reviews this game. Of course, for me, this is the only version of the game in Magic that I've ever played, period. So in that sense, I view that part positively, even if some of the other stuff is maybe a little weird, some of the cosmetics or some of the crossovers, things like that. I can't tell whether my stream's actually working. Hang on. Okay, so let's actually look through some of the new stuff, mainly for green, but I guess just in general. Or like, who even cares? Like normally you would look by the expansion, right? By the name of the expansion. But let's just go by Dinosaur. But then again, you wouldn't know. Like we should do it by both. What is new and what is also a dinosaur? Because it wouldn't be any fun looking through some of these that, you know, it's surprising that white even has that much interest in it, because I hate white so much, but... Or like, this is what I don't get. How can that be, like, why would this even be a white card if this is all the number of dinosaurs you have in the whole white collection in the history of the game? Something must be wrong with the way I'm searching this, because it doesn't seem like nearly enough somehow. So let's look actually just maybe by the expansion itself, which I forget how you even do that. It has like some kind of code. Expansion set code. So I don't know. Like, what if I just type in that? No, that won't work. Or you can just do it like this. Lost Caverns of Ixalan, or however the fuck you say it. No cards with the word caverns in it, though. How ironic. Collected, not collected. So now, if we combine that with Dinosaur, we should just see. Not that I should only do that, but the white gets only 1 dinosaur in the whole fucking expansion? Or, I don't know how this works. Until the end of the turn, I don't really care about most of these, but there'll be something that impresses me. The value on most of these isn't that good. This one I used obviously in the draft, and of course you get to keep those. So I always talk about that underlying incentive, like you kind of have this feeling that when you do a draft where you get to keep the cards, your drafting won't be on fleek or as high level as it normally would, because you have an incentive to, like, oh, I want to get this card for my collection, not that I want to get the card for the deck, because for the draft, because it might not be the best in that particular scenario, but you get to keep it, so it's still worth it. Like, I get to get this mythic card that I'd have to waste a mythic wild card on otherwise. Add 1 mana of any color, spend this only to cast a dinosaur spell, as if you need to ask that. What's the difference between that and what I normally do? Intrepid Paleontologist. Add 1 mana of any color. I mean, a lot of these are good because they're doing what I do anyway. Right, like mana generating minions, but just more synergy with dinosaurs. I guess exile target card from graveyard. You may cast dinosaur creature spells from among cards you own exiled with Intrepid. Cast dinosaur creature spells from among cards you own exiled with it. If you cast a spell this way, they may... I don't know if I even really want that one. Although it is a 2-mana 2/2, add 1 mana. I don't want to waste a gold one on that, though. See, the whole overall arc of this playthrough is that, oh, I'm trying to collect every green card in the game. But obviously, I've crafted plenty of them that aren't green. It's just... Why does this feel like something I've seen before? Or no, this is the one that you see like on the title screen or something like that. I was going to say, that doesn't seem like a new card. When it attacks while you don't control another dinosaur, put a stun counter on it. I mean, that would just incentivize me to 3 mana 6/6. Just play 2 of them and problem solved. Sacrifice to destroy enchantment. Again, a lot of these I got from the draft itself. Reach and trample, 4 mana 4/5. Not great, but you know, I can never say no to some of these. I should try to make one with only the new ones. Ward 2. At the beginning of your pre-combat phase, add 2. So that would really only help of your pre-combat main phase. It's a 4 mana 5/3. He's actually not that well statted. But yeah, there should be a ton of hexproof stuff. Hexproof dinosaurs. My dream come true because it's both high value on the board, but also I'm just gonna burn through all my shit here. Let's see what's mythic. How can there be that few when the whole thing is supposed to be about fucking dinosaurs? This is an 8 mana 12/12. When Galta, oh here we go, we get Galta 2.0. As much as I love the regular one. When it enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. That's a little bit too simplistic of an effect. Like, it's obviously good, but it's like, I don't know. Cost X to cast for X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Whenever one or more non-tokens creatures would die, create a fungus dinosaur with equal base power and toughness equal to each of those creatures. 2, double target power. Oh my god. It is so expensive though. X is the greatest power. Whenever one or more creatures you control die. That's kind of good, I guess. I mean, I'm just kind of in a spending mood and I had a couple of things reserved. Let's look through hexproof now. Because I mean, I guess I have almost every single one. Because between the draft and doing this, I don't know if I'll ever even use that trick. But yeah, this would be unironically every green dinosaur card from the expansion. That was so easy to do. And I don't really give a shit about hybrid stuff too much. Oh, this is mythic too. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand. For 5, including fire, return her to the battlefield transformed, activate only as sorcery. It doesn't seem that interesting anyway. Yeah, let's just look if they added any good hexproof additions. Something seems wrong with this, but I guess 0, like, it's just not enough of every mechanic. But maybe, I don't know how many cards they even add with each expansion, but as long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. Well, how much does that really matter though? Each creature you control toughness greater than its power signs combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. But the statting is so stupid that I wish it was just like hexproof overall. It's the only one that mentions it either. So I should make like a new deck with just all these things in there. Of course, it's not, well, whatever. It's not like we'll be able to fill it up too much with that. And that's what you love to see. You open Magic for the first time and you see Jeff Goldblum, or you see fucking, you know, My Little Pony references and stuff like that. This is really what you want to do to take a card game seriously. Elitist community that it supposedly seems to have at times. I just have to wonder why that's the thing that people care about. Okay, let me just make a new one, which I haven't done in a while actually. So historic as usual. Let's look for some new dinosaur to put as the cover of it too. I do like how you can always do that, put like a thing on the box, but that one would be kind of too cliche, although he does look good. Carnage Tyrant obviously is sexy. We don't even have to pick and choose, we can just have all of them. I guess we'll do that one. And of course, it's not that hard to get to that level of mana, even though he is still more expensive than the other one. The other Galta. Wait, this is fine. I mean, a lot of the other ones I'm still going to use, though. Like, what is the benefit? Right, like, it's a 1 mana 1/1, but there are other cards. I guess it wouldn't be of any color. It would just be... Or no, some... Yeah, usually it's green. Like, it'll add just a green one, but that's all I'm using anyway. Let's cut that down to 20. At the end of your turn, target land becomes a 4/4 dinosaur with reach and haste. It's still a land. It must be blocked if able. That can be very good sometimes. When Armored King Color enters the battlefield, you may reveal dinosaur. If you do, you gain 3 life. I'm not really a huge fan of that, but whatever. We'll just use new stuff for the sake of it. I guess that didn't take as long as I thought. Hey Stars, how's it going? Pretty good. This is another weird time stream, I guess. Super early in the morning. But no, I thought I'd spend like an hour looking through all the cards, but there really weren't as many as I thought. Kind of a false advertising that they have expansion about dinosaurs and this is all we get. What did I do at work? Today, nothing. But yesterday, something. Because the day only started at 7 in the morning. The spell costs 2 to cast if it targets a dinosaur you control. Instead of 3 or 2 less. Put a 1/1 counter on creature you control. Then okay, that's obviously going to be good for the sake of the rebuke type stuff. And then this is going to be destroy artifact or enchantment. Why is it like that? In deck. Why is the color fucked up like that? Wait, fuck. Yeah, some of these I'm not using even because I think they're that good. Is it like a different card appearance? That must be why. Reach and trample, I'm not a big fan of that, but whatever. We'll just give it a shot. Or yeah, I should look for more stuff with ward too, even though I'm not that big a fan of ward as a mechanic. But it's the best placeholder for hexproof that you're going to get because there aren't enough hexproof minions in the game at all. Your day starts at 7 in the morning. That's special. It's like 11:16 p.m. Yours starts at 0000, which would be what, midnight? Death touch. When ornery dinosaur attacks, if you control a creature with 4 or greater, it gets +2/+2 till end of turn. That is pretty shitty. Like 4 mana 2/2. Whatever. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. Reveal top card of your library. Put it in your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1. Put it back. I guess it's okay. Obviously, you're going to have Gigantosaurus. I mean, we're going to have a lot of the same shit that we normally do. I just have to make sure I put in some of those mana-generating minions. Guess what? Ravenous Sailback. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1. Gains haste till end of turn. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Again, 5 mana 3/4. Now we're getting out of the green fantasy of actually having good statted minions. This is an old one. Or no, some of these might be ones that I've had. How do you even tell based on this? I always forget. Like based on the symbol or something? I don't care. I'm going to a Boxing Day test. Cricket. Nice. Haste. I don't really care about Toxic. Get rid of that one. Then when it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Can't be blocked by creatures. 6 mana 7/7. Dude, there's no downside of this one. Look at the statting. It's a 6 mana 7/7 with only upsides, right? There's no, and it's not even mythic or anything. Like this is the kind of card that just boggles the brain. What is the deal? Like why isn't every card in the game like this? 6 mana 7/7. Whereas with other ones you have to like give up shit to do it. Like with any other archetype or any other color. Come to Australia someday, you should go. I mean, I guess. I don't know if I'll do that anytime soon. Earthshaker Dreadmaw, 6 mana 6/6 trample. When it enters, draw a card for each. Oh shit, that's pretty good. I can obviously make a ton of copies of each of these, but let's just save it for now. When it enters, obviously a lot of these I was using in the draft. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3. It's a 7 mana 3/3. But the forest cycling can be okay. I'm not a fan of that at all, but whatever. I feel like I haven't used this one actually in a while. I forget why I got rid of it. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1. This was one of the cards you start the game with, or at least something I was using at the beginning a lot, and it was a great finisher. Because like I would have board control, but then I wouldn't be able to win because can't be countered, trample, hex ward. See, I don't care about toxic, but I do like the maybe the ward and the haste and the other things. 7 mana, 8/8. This is obviously what we just got. This is good. This is good. For each non-human creature you control, you may have that. Assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. When it enters the battlefield, search for... I don't think I've ever used one of these battle siege things, or at least not willingly. It might just happen in a draft or something if I have no choice. Also, if you were on death row, do you know what your final meal would be? What? When invasion enters the battlefield, search your library or graveyard for non-human creature card with value X or less, put it on the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. I guess I'll give this one a try. A lot of these aren't even new though necessarily. Can you believe I have that few dinosaurs? I don't know what it is that seems so weird about this. In all the time I've played this game, whatever. So now I just want like rebuke and stuff, I guess. I can't remember what other... So there's going to be less of an emphasis on hexproof stuff here. Because... Or that's what I love so much about it. It's like a eat your heart out buffet of dinosaurs where everything you need in the game is covered by a dinosaur. You want good statted minions, you have Gigantosaurus. You want to remove an artifact or enchantment, you don't need a spell to do it. You have a creature spell to do it. Just do it with this. So the point is, between all the effects between all of these dinosaurs, you wouldn't need any other cards in your deck besides just minions. And you just use their effects and whatever on the board to do what you got to do. You got to heal, there will be one that has that effect. Like, it's such an awesome way to play, but it's obviously not going to be that good. You just rely on some kind of a bonus here. We got 4 of those, and we just get some kind of mana generating stuff here, which I forget. It is very important to have that. Despite having 20 lands, I always am just a fiend for mana here. Let's do like one of these. Like, you need the Carrotids for sure. I get the Carrotid, and I'll get the one that gives me 3. I don't really need that one, even though that represents my whole value of doing stuff too. That's kind of good because it almost acts as like a little, in lieu of hexproof, but you still punish them for using spells. Where's all the other ones? I can't remember the names of cards to save my life. I could have used it like a million times, but... Okay, this is obviously going to be necessary, because you're always going to have stuff that has 4 or more attack, which is also another thing that fits so well with my style. Let's do one of those chicks, the taxidermist, I guess. This is that clown who always appears in the other decks. Like, let's just see if there's not something else. Oh, I'm missing the one that gives you 3 though. That one's very important. Where is he? I think you can just look up by elf, because usually it's the elves who are giving you... Yeah, you know, you probably should have that. Let's see what I could get rid of, maybe. Even the troll is good, but I'm trying to avoid stuff like that, I guess. Just... Yeah, I can't think what else would really be in here. Or what I was trying to do is I was forcing certain black cards in there, like the Tegrid, the whatever, the god, that has like some good effect that punishes spells, or the other one that's like a 5 mana spell that makes them lose 5 health every time they cast one, or they have to discard a card. Like, even though those don't fit with the green theme, it's still pretty good. You know what yours would be? Mine would be toasted sandwich and a Milo. I don't know. I guess I'm not that crazy. Maybe just Pizza Hut. Fucking one of my favorite foods. I can't think of anything really that special. What is something I can get rid of here? You want the Carrotid, you want the Rebuke, or just maybe something I've never had before that I've always wanted, which I can't even think of what that would be. Or yeah, one dish from every place around the world, and I'll eat myself to death so they don't get the satisfaction of killing me. That's the real way to stick it to them. My last meal will be the cause of my death. Ironic. I guess I could just go in with 62 cards, but that just seems silly. Anything that I only have 1 of, I want to keep. I definitely need 4 and 4 of those. It seems pretty much good. You know what? Maybe I'll take my chances. Let's see how many lands I have in my other decks. Because 18 just doesn't seem like enough. That's the draft deck itself. This is the one that I was using for a while, I think. Do you have... I can't even tell because I want to do that same thing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, what the fuck? I guess because I do rely on the mana generating minions so much. Let me make sure I change the picture of each of the lands, though. It's no fun otherwise. I hear you like Galta, so we play both Galtas together. Haha. Apply styles. What did that even do? That was like for the one What was it? What if you have more than one style? That was like for this guy. Right, but then I think it took out one of them because... Or no, it's showing them kind of separately, I guess. Oh, that was the same card all along? They kind of baited me into thinking this was something new. I had this in the first place, so what the fuck? They didn't add this as a new card, they just added a new art for it, and I was convinced. Because I completely forgot about that. So let's just put in the land here. And I do like that mechanic that they added, which was a long time ago, but still, it was like during the course of me playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So let's just try this out. I can still alternate, I guess, between this and something else, but why even bother? You know what? Let's test it against our normal deck that I use then. Right? So if this does better, we'll see. So that'll still have hexproof and other stuff in there. But only if this one loses do I get to do that. Or let's actually do like a best of 3 format today. To give it a chance and see which one does better. Haven't done the best of 3 in a while because it can take so long sometimes. You have KFC. No, I haven't had KFC in a while. Pasta. Or do you mean Domino's? KFC doesn't even make pasta. Can't place the cards alternate art. You can enable hide alternate art styles in the gameplay menu. Yeah, I like how that Brontodon baited me so hard though. Yeah, none of them really impressed me that much. Sure, some of the mythic stuff is cool, but... And I'm sure people are going to be doing these crazy loops and combos with it, but... The point is, on a raw value level, that didn't excite me as much as I thought it would. Because even the first episode of me playing during this expansion, I didn't really look at the cards, aside from just doing the draft. Which wouldn't have been as exhaustive as just going through here. And for some reason the game is dying out, I guess. Because we normally never have to wait this long. Yeah, imagine fucking doing that. What can we do to keep our card game relevant? My Little Pony references, the card backs or whatever. Like, I don't even know what it was exactly. You could buy it as like a hero pet or something. There's just a limit. There's some things you just don't do, dude. Is that really the right target audience for this game in the first place? Maybe, because, you know, it says magic is for everyone, but I don't think that's how they really meant it. Yeah, now I'm gonna get punished for not having enough lands, even though I have more lands in this one than I do in my normal deck. And some of these aren't exactly that good, I'll be honest. Okay, that's all you need is a couple of them in your hand. And I brought back the Brontodon, so a lot of these don't even have anything to do with the new expansion. Then I had KFC pasta. No, I don't think I said that. It must have been Domino's, or KFC has like mac and cheese that I got. Go here. Okay, so this is gonna be, this one costs 2 less to cast. Put a +1/+1. A target creature, and then it fights. That's kind of the main value of it. Now we have a ton of high value stuff in there, but it might cost even more than what I have here. Historic is just always so awesome. Not that I've even really played standard, but you're still gonna see stuff from the new expansion. Like, even what I'm using is partly inspired by a lot of these new cards, but you get so much more variety this way. Yeah. Fuck's sake. We have so many good quality dinosaurs in there and hardly even any lands, and this is what we got. It's a pretty good card, I guess. Hexproof 2/2, create a 4/4. Token that's tapped and attacking, exile token out into combat. What if it just dies though? I guess you would still be able to do it every turn. Gains haste until end of turn, or destroy target artifact or enchantment. For fuck's sake, yeah, that was really my ace in the hole. He's just gonna kill me with this alone. But I still do get a chance to win 2 in a row now. So stupid, man. That's just bad luck. I've learned that you guys in the US have different PowerPoints to us. The thing on the wall you plug in electronics into. Look at Discord, I sent you a drawing of ours. Is that what they call it? Their PowerPoint? PowerPoint is like a fucking program from the early 2000s where you would make like little slideshows. Like a plug outlet. Yeah, there is something like that where you have to bring, there's like this skit where somebody has a bag of like 100 different plugs. Like, which one do I use in this hotel room? Because I'm in Saudi Arabia tonight. And he's looking through and fucking, he goes through like 100 of them. Why won't my fucking plugs fit the wall? So like there's all these different shapes and things you get. Or like even when I got like a hard drive, it would have like 5 or 6 of those in there of like all these different shapes. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I use PowerPoint for school. Yes, we call it a PowerPoint. Need to plug in my computer using the PowerPoint so that I can power it on and use PowerPoint. The 2 of these, and that's kind of good, but now how much you want to bet we're going to get fucked and not get anything? Like, you can't not have this because it just plays into my green obsession so much. So if we win this next one, we can still stay alive. Or if we win these next 2. Otherwise, I'll play the other deck and then see which one does better and then play as that. We gotta get stuff we can actually play, but somehow, you know, people could always say, oh, you should have more lands then. But then I have too many lands. And then, like, even last game, I had too many lands and I didn't have enough stuff to play with them. Not that it was too high cost. Now it's gonna be the opposite. Now I won't get another land for like 5 turns. Have I ever heard the chaos theory? Yeah, I am sure I have. Oh, for fuck's sake. We have both appearances of the Brontodon, the ultimate. Get all 5 and you win, like Exodia. Destroy target artifact or enchantments. Okay, that's so he's something, so he can build off that. This is the only card in his whole deck that he fucking plays, and he'll still win because of it. With flying. Even destroying those is pointless if you were to destroy the angel, so that is actually really good. But I guess you could block this guy and kill him, and therefore it wouldn't matter because then you would no longer be able to summon those. The butterfly effect, yeah. A person sneezes and it causes an earthquake halfway across the world, basically. Starring Ashton Kutcher. Okay, dude. This is gonna be too slow. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Again, I could just block this dude, the 2/2, and there should be no problem with that. But he's gonna have infinite amounts of removal, I bet. Copious amounts, even. Not that. Well, it just means that everything is like connected, and the smallest thing can have the biggest effect on everything else. Yeah, exactly. Smallest changes can have the biggest changes in the long run. We keep drawing. We're gonna mill ourselves out. See, at least this punishes the amount of removal that he's doing. For fuck, man, this card is just triggering the shit out of me because it's not even that good, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna just lose again. I can't get anything to fucking stick on the goddamn board. Cut your hand down, discard something I'm not gonna be able to play like that. Let me guess, he'll have another removal card. At least I'm getting to draw a lot of shit with it. This is like that thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like every time they special summon, you get to draw a card, and that makes it worth it because people do the shit out of that at the beginning of the game. They'll special summon like a million things on turn 1 or turn 2. And so here, it's not exactly the same, but if they're spamming removal, you get to at least do that, which doesn't benefit me because my deck is too slow paced for that, but at least I know it. No, I swear that's one of the interpretations of it. Like a butterfly flaps its wings and that causes an earthquake or a hurricane halfway across the world somehow. That's like the butterfly effect. Even though that seems to make no sense, it's just like somehow that's connected. So now that one I should at least be able to block, no? But he's probably confident he can still finish me off. Okay. Now can I do enough to survive here? We're not really going to have any healing though, unfortunately. This is when it enters the battlefield, instant or sorcery gains flashback. Cost equal to its mana cost. Ward. Pre-combat phase add extra mana. We'll save those ones for later. We should do this just in case he does some flying stupid stuff. And we can do even more with this. So let's do like... I should save those just in case he is going to clown me with artifacts or enchantments. Or would I be forced to... Oh no, you can sacrifice for it. So it's like it'll force you to destroy your own otherwise. Fuck you, dude. So stupid. Like I didn't even get to do anything that whole match. Fun and interactive. Look at the new cards. So let's see, that was a 0 and 2. Let's see if the other one does better. Which we couldn't do much worse. Or like I'll throw on purpose just so I get a chance to try them again. Like everything is a meritocracy though. I'm not gonna go easy on that one just because it is newer. Your creatures can tag your opponent. Planeswalkers, yeah, when I first started playing I didn't even know that. I thought you just couldn't target them. But I guess that's... The whole point is I thought you can't attack the minion, so why would you be able to attack that either? Or like the way they give you the auto attack option, right? It wasn't like clicking to attack, so it would just auto attack their face every time. At least I'd burn through all my wild cards, and aside from making more copies of the same thing, I don't really see what else I want to do with it. But that was surprisingly easy to make every card. I guess I got a lot of them just from the draft, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So in the context of... what else did I want to make? I should just look at some spells or something. Like, for example, that 1/1 buff thing is good. Because that's like maybe just a better version of Master's Rebuke. That, or no, it's not, because that one forces you to still attack with it, right? So yours could potentially die, whereas Rebuke just does a raw amount. I wonder why the queue times are so slow. Maybe it's because everybody's playing standard, or maybe it's because this is a really awkward time to play the game. I bet if I played PvZ Heroes, I wouldn't have to wait. Why do I keep getting screwed on land so hard, man? What did I ever do to land? Look at that. I have enough in here. Makes no sense, dude. Invisible Stalker is pretty good. I mean, whatever, dude. You can win the game from that alone, just over a long period of time, or especially if you can buff it. But it's still not a bad hand. That's the whole beauty of these high value things, but he's gonna have a ton of removal. Can you quiz me on America? It can be any topic: politics, geography, history. Yeah, what was that one? That is a good trick question. Who is Booker Washington? That's always a classic. And I already asked you this before, so you should know it now. You still don't know. We just went through this a little while ago. Okay, I definitely need the mana. No, because you said like... each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Wait. During your turn... I put Tegra the God in there, but I don't know what why I put this in there. This is hexproof, but unfortunately you can just pay to get rid of it, so that part I don't like. You said like, oh, it's somebody related to George Washington, just because of the name, but actually he was just somebody who was he like rose to the elite class in segregation, so, and he was obviously he was black, so he managed to sort of overcome that because he was just so smart. He became friends with like all the rich white people, let's say. Yeah, that's why it's a funny. It's a good trick question. He's always used as like a symbol, even by me, of like, oh, you know, don't make excuses and just, you know, people complain about stuff in the modern day, but if he could do that, not that you should have to do that, but like, it's very, very impressive. He had so many, you know, he could have made so many excuses himself. What the fuck? Quintorius Cand, or Quint, is a planeswalker from the world of Arcavios and has been ranging throughout the universe for Lorehold. He teams up with Hotley on the Sun Empire's expedition on the core hardness and harnesses the ability to bring long history to life, summoning the spirits of legend to aid them. That's the one thing I definitely can't do when I'm tired is read. Okay, that was the first question. What are some other good bits of information? I don't know. I feel like most of it would be pretty common knowledge, but maybe that's just because I'm American, so I wouldn't know the difference. Like, what's something you probably wouldn't know? What are the two states that are not part of the mainland America? I mean, that's an easy one, but... Or no. What are the three territories that are not part of mainland America? That'll make it a little bit harder. Yeah, that's right. So what's the third one? Here we got 2 land. You might question why we have stuff like that, but hey, this one's still doing better than the other one. Yeah, fuck it. I won't even play as that. Then I gave it a chance and it fucked up so bad. Even if I lose now, I think I still did better because I didn't even win a single game with that one. This is kind of a, you know, ramp punishment thing. I could ramp myself the way that obviously these decks are meant to, but then you give them too much tempo too. Easter Island, no, that's it would be the Virgin Islands, which is not a state, but it's technically considered part of the United States. That's where like Tim Duncan is from or something like that. Tim Duncan had like an anime protagonist story or something, like his mother died and her last wish was for him to finish college, so he chose to do that instead of going straight to the league like he could have done, and then because of that he ends up becoming probably better than he would have even been otherwise. Or like Kawhi Leonard could be like, he spends all the millions of dollars he's made from the NBA to investigate who killed his father, because it's still like an unsolved case. Like there's all these kind of cool, not that I'm making fun of it in a literal sense, but just like you could see that as like he'll quietly bide his time and hire a private investigator, and it could be like a whole storyline. They'll make like a Netflix short series about it. How many states and territories does Australia have? I have no idea, actually. Probably not that many states, because just the size of it, you would think like, let's say 8 states.
For the sake of all innocence, my will must you deal with this annoyance.
Or maybe we'll get one, we'll give them both a chance in the best of one format too. But then what would have been the point, I guess? The whole point is that we earned this. Like it should have gotten some, fuck off. It should have gotten something out of it for winning between these two. I always like to do this. My turn, 6 states, 2 to, oh, see, I was right at least that there weren't that many. My turn, okay, what's a good one? You could say like, who is the richest woman in America? Some of these are pretty obvious, but I guess if you don't live here, you might not know them. Like, it asks like oddly specific things about people who happen to live in America, but that's not really anything to do with America. Like, it could just be celebrity culture, and they won't even be American. Not that there's any such thing as American, because unless we're talking Native American, or unless we're talking even that, like, everybody migrated from somewhere, so even that's not true. But people get caught up in all these fallacies of whatever. You know, because people would say, oh, well, Europeans came over, so that doesn't count as being American. You're right, but then even Native Americans came over, right? They didn't just spawn here in the US, or like even, I don't know, every other area in the world is like that too. Everybody came from somewhere. So I guess whoever's there first, though, gets the credit of that. Kind of makes sense, but Taylor Swift, that is, she's not a bad guess. She's getting there, but it would be Oprah. At least I think it should still be Oprah. I don't see how it couldn't be. Richest woman. I mean, she's not the richest woman anymore, but Francois Betancourt Myers, but I don't know if she lives in America. Probably not. L'Oreal. The French businesswoman. Richest woman in America. Oh, it's not even. I'm even wrong. Walmart heir Alice Walton has taken back the title. What the fuck happened to Oprah? Well, whatever. We were both wrong. But that doesn't count. Yeah, I should have like self-made. So obviously the Walton family is fucking Walmart, so that doesn't count.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
We can show in the third one. And then we could do the best of one thing to decide who really wins this matchup. Sometimes you wonder, like, how did you even beat this guy in the other game? Everything just goes right. The problem with good quality decks over time in card games is they become too guaranteed. Like, you can always guarantee that you're going to get to your stuff, your combo or your better cards, or later on, or like in Hearthstone to your hero card. You can just guarantee certain interactions, so it becomes less fun. Not even saying that, oh, RNG is fun, but there's a sense of, oh my god, you know, we can still ramp from this into this into this, so it's okay. This is just there as an anti-spell type of thing, which you can only do with like the Carotid or anything giving you whatever mana of any color, which I don't have too much stuff in there. Where was the gold rush? Like the biggest one, like California, Nevada area, something like that. In Australia, I don't know. I couldn't even name like 10 places in Australia, period. Sydney, Australia, like obviously it wasn't there. I'm just saying, like I'm naming places that I know. The state, at least. I don't know the states. I don't know anything, like. We never studied Australia. I guess it just wasn't important enough. Not that I know like the states of plenty of other places either. Where are you from? I think you told me, but no, like I couldn't name the states in India, or I couldn't name the states in China, or whatever, like the regions or districts or whatever they're even called. Well, I don't see why you'd be offended by it, because it's just a country. Like I don't care about America that much in terms of it's just the place that you happen to live. Like you don't have to look at the top card of your library. You may reveal a card, put it in your hand. If you do, you lose value equal to its value. Lose life equal to its value. Create a 2/3. Deal 13. This you can't do because, or you could do 4. You player menace whenever opponent sacrifices a non-token creature, loses 3 life. I mean, that is actually my preferred mechanic from her anyway, rather than actually playing her. Untap it. That could be a little bit inconvenient for you, I guess, and you can't even get rid of it very easily. You know America decently well. Yeah, I guess for some reason they don't really teach you about Australia too much, though, I must say. The answer was Ballarat and Bendigo, north of Melbourne, Victoria.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Nothing in Magic Arena is free, am I right? Not even shitty card backs that look like a 5-year-old kid drew them. Yeah, Trigger's Lantern was the one black card, and I forget the name of the other one, but it basically just prevents you from, during your turn you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. Who cares? Although I probably should do it because that's like playing a spell or trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh or something, because he's gonna just keep making me discard cards anyway. Whatever. For fuck's sake, I've told you how to say it. You give up. Didn't I just correct myself though?
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Six. That's hunger. Okay, dude. We're still not in a bad spot if I just get something I can actually play. I think it's Melbourne. I would always say Melbourne, but then you said it was Melbourne. Okay, this is even good, but sacrifice it unless it escaped. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, each opponent discards a card. Then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card loses 3 life. Escape. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. You pronounce the R too much.
Innistrad is free.
Melbourne. Like how Melbourne. How am I supposed to not pronounce the R? Melbourne. You go here, which you can't. I guess I'm just dead. Whatever, it still did better than the other one. And I can still win, but I'm not getting anything good. We have enough mana to do almost anything, but holy shit. He starts off so slow and shitty, this deck, but yeah, this one always didn't piss me off quite as much as the last guy. Somehow. Just whenever it's a white deck, it pisses me off. Or whenever it's... I guess he didn't even play it in the traditional healing way, though. He was doing it more just like... I can't remember. He was doing it with that one stupid card the whole time. That just summons like a 4/4. The Geist. I'm happy with how you say it. My turn again. Okay, let me think. Who is... I guess I could just do general questions. Like, who is one of the... a famous American comedian who made a TV show named after them? Which there could be multiple, but I guess I'll count any of them then. I'm asking more like celebrity culture type questions. So since they both lost, then let's see who wins the best of two in or I mean the best of one here. Just as an excuse to play this deck again. I want to see this Galta actually in action, but the way that sometimes these things go whenever I make a new card is it takes me like a month before I get a chance to play it. Or I just never get to, like fucking Sargeras. Dr. Phil. you would probably think that's for something else though. Instead of a famous comedian, he's a famous doctor, which he arguably wasn't even that famous. He's actually a bit of a clown, but like Seinfeld would be one that I was thinking of. The Jerry Seinfeld made the show Seinfeld, starring Seinfeld. I guess I could keep this. We're gonna get fucked on land all day, so maybe I shouldn't. He got clowned pretty hard when he did like Shelley Duvall's interview, like, oh, he's exploiting it or something. As if everything he does all the time isn't exploitative. I always am personally annoyed by stuff like that, just because of my interest and respect for psychology, that people treat it as like some sort of gimmick, like Dr. Oz or sometimes Dr. Phil, even though Dr. Oz is more like something else, just... Yeah, I'll go based on whichever picture I like the most. You know, Dr. Phil would do that, or even Dr. K does that, like on Twitch and stuff. I'm not really a fan of that because it seems so like JCS, criminal psychology. So much of it is just such low effort garbage that something just seems wrong about it. Like they're treating it like some sort of gimmick or outlier or something, just to, I don't know, sort of sensationalize stuff. It doesn't really feel very authentic. What colors are on the Australian flag? I know there's blue, right? I honestly don't even know. Blue and yellow and white. This one and rebuke, or what? Trample, gains haste, destroy the target artifact or enchantment. Yeah, this is very good for rebuke because you get to just use it regardless of whether you actually can attack with it or not, with the negative effect. But that's not too bad of a start. If you don't get this, I'm unsubbing, so think really hard. Are you even subbed this month? Let me think. I don't know, I'm sure I've seen it before. I know it's blue. I know there's blue on 100%. It could just be blue and white. Or I don't know if I'm thinking of another countries there, maybe. You may reveal a dinosaur card from your hand. This is a 4 mana 4/4, whatever. 6 mana 6/6. Draw a card for each dinosaur you control, which is only one, but now at least we have 2 6/6s. This is pretty good. Play another one of these. Go like this. I don't even care what he does. Just get rid of him. Whenever an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, something. Mills 2 cards. We really don't see mill decks all that much, although people are saying they're super common at lower levels. Maybe that's more so in standard, or maybe that was from a while ago. There are 3 colors. So, okay, blue, white, and I don't know what the third one could be. So I guess it wasn't yellow, because I already said that. Blue, white, yellow. So blue, yellow, blue, white. I don't know. I really can't think of what it could be. That's close enough. I'm sure those 2 are right. We could destroy the artifact. And this guy is pretty expensive though. Or the enchantment, whatever. We're in a pretty good spot on the board. Unless he has some crazy board clear, which oftentimes people surprisingly don't have too much of that. Yeah, I honestly don't even know what it looks like though off the top of my head. I think I do, but I could be confusing it with some other country. It's just kind of like the sort of thing that you learn once or you see once, but then how often do I deal with it on a daily basis? It's got the blue background. It's got like some white stars or something. And then it's got like a red maybe in the middle. Wait, but that would be red, white, and blue. That can't be. Reveal a dinosaur card, sure. Same thing as American flag. Well, I just said that. But then I just fucking said that. And I even dissuaded myself by saying it couldn't be the same. So I was right. I mean, I was sure of blue and white. I just didn't know about the red. And even picturing it, I don't know exactly where the red is. It's probably just a very small part of it. Protect your shield. If a source opponent controls would deal damage to you, prevent one of that damage. Okay. You don't have any other removal. I almost don't want to overdo it with this, but I mean, I guess he already used a good amount of removal. This is going to have vigilance. Prevent damage to this. If a source would deal damage to a permanent you control, prevent one of that damage. I mean, this you could still block, but it wouldn't kill mine either. Or you could have... Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, it's the one with the circle of stars and the blue background, I think. Let me look. Australia. Or no. See, I'm thinking of another one, but it's still similar. Oh yeah, it has like the British fucking flag in there. That's like cheating. Wait, what? Why do I not remember it looking like this? It has a bunch of white stars. It has the blue background. It has the British flag built in there with the red, white, and blue as well. Union Jack. Just go all face. I don't really give a shit. He'll prevent 1 damage of each, but it doesn't matter too much. Because we were a part of Britain until 1908. Yeah, just like half the other countries in the world. Like India, you see a lot of influence from that. You know, like people in India speak English almost as much as they speak Hindi, just because, or like they'll break into it. It's kind of funny. Like they'll speak half of a sentence in Hindi, then they'll speak one word in English, then they'll go back to speaking Hindi. Like it's just an ingrained part of their culture so much. I'm kind of going all in, and you probably shouldn't be able to do anything about this, but... Okay, what's my turn then? Yeah, see, there's like some stereotype, like, oh, haha, you don't know anything about the world geography or whatever, but maybe I know everything. I've forgotten more than most people have ever known, but it doesn't mean that... I'll give this one another chance. So if we lose as the other one, or no, let's keep playing with this one till I lose, I guess. Oh yeah, let's see what the reward track even was. I don't think it has anything too good here. I'm not going to bother trying to get too far with it either. I don't think I was impressed with hardly any of this. That guy's not too cool. Yeah, I don't like her either. He looks okay, but I guess his expression is a little bit silly. Actually, that one's not so bad. I mean, that's what I would go for anyway, but there's no way I'm gonna get it. Like, I'm not gonna play enough this month for sure. I'm surprised I even played enough last time, or not even this month, this expansion. You would think it shouldn't be that hard to get. Like, that would also be rank 35, if I'm not mistaken, that you would have to get it. Like, let me actually look again. Because if each one is... What? If each one is here, like, okay, level 5, 10... Like, I don't know when you get the orbs even. You'd have to buy the mastery thing, which obviously I won't do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it'd be the same thing, 35. Which, given last month, doesn't seem that daunting, but it is super fucking hard. The big star has a point for every state and every territory, while the other stars form the Southern Cross, something you'll never see. Give you a geography question about America? Okay. Let me see. It's not a terrible hand, but... yeah, let's see which one wins more in the best of one format in a row. What is the mountain range on the eastern side of the United States? What is the third one? Actually, I forget myself. Oh, that's kind of a good trick question too. It goes into Canada. Yeah, I think a little bit. I'm not going to pretend like I know all this stuff super well myself either. In fact, I was wrong about Oprah. That must have been from a long time ago, basically. At one point she was. Down the East Coast, yeah. Goes like to the top of Canada. I don't think to the top of it, but it goes into it for sure. Oh, look at that. You got actually the Magic the Gathering icon. Probably just because you have all fucking colors. Expert from Planeswalkers. Or no, wait, why do you have that then? I've seen that card before, but I don't think I've seen... okay. Shouldn't you just be able to do this though? Because that's not a Planeswalker. That was easy. I don't know if I should do that. It must be blocked. Which would be good if his thing was not tapped already. The flying is going to give me some trouble. I would like to play Galta. Any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Now this could be good with a number of other colors and decks too. Like, it's too good of an effect, like where it's just too broad. Just play everything. Fuck it. No other condition, requirement, nothing. You play a 8 mana 12/12 with trample and just play everything. You know, you could just do that too. Fuck it. This board is starting to get a little bit annoying, but there's not much we can do about it. Or we can force him to do that. Because he'll have to block in. Yeah, why even let him have the option? It's not like you can do anything else. So many games where you just get soloed by one dinky thing that you can't deal with. Often it's flying. Fuck you. That would be a 1-game win streak, I guess, with this guy. We've gotten really fucked on land today, I feel like. We talked about it earlier this year in class. Okay, name the 3 mountain ranges in America then. Which one of which I forgot myself just now. One of them starts with an R. I mean, you already got it wrong, but... one starts with an R, one starts with a... I won't even say what the other one starts with. One of them is easy. The R one. Can't be blocked. Scry 2. Just because it was flying clown show stuff, I can't really do anything. So let's see if my other... yeah, this one hasn't done very good so far. It went 0 and 2, and now it went 1 and 1 in this best of one. Galta for... no, fuck, I should have... oh, fuck. I should have just played the other Galta. He's just trolling me, but... I wanted to play Galta, but I could have played Galta in order to also play Galta. Which, I mean, his cost would have been pretty easy to accomplish anyway, but... why did he wait like the last turn where he could have just killed me anyway? Alright, let's just see which one does better in the other one. Or how good the other one does. Yeah, I unironically don't think I've been back to platinum since getting there the one time, which shows you it was actually impressive, all things considered, given whatever decks I use, however garbage they might be. I'll go with this one till I lose, and then I'll actually do a double header where I do chess after this, so then I won't have to stream till tomorrow night. So it's basically like, I don't know, it'll count as yesterday's stream and today's stream, Monday and Tuesday somehow. For fuck's sake, dude, what's happening with the lands, bro? One of these times I will actually just put more in here. I don't really know why I put that one in there at all. What? Yeah, Galta has historically been one of my favorite cards. I don't even really like the new one. Like, it's a good win condition type of thing. Obviously, you just summon everything and you just screw your opponent over. But it seems a little bit too blatant. Like, just because a card is powerful doesn't mean it's really well designed or that fun or that good. It's just too much. Right? Like, again, it's an effect that doesn't even have anything to do with dinosaurs or anything to do with green. It's just he happens to be a green card. But everybody could just use that if you can fulfill the green condition. You just play everything in your hand and you just win. This card bank actually is pretty nice. It's one where the border doesn't actually ruin it. It somehow sort of fits with the style. Oh, well, the one on the west coast is the Rocky Mountain range. Then the one on the east coast is the Appalachian range, and that's the one that goes into Canada. Or maybe the Rocky does too, I don't know. And then the third one that was kind of a sneak one is the Sierra Mountain range, which is kind of much smaller. Flood the board here, and we're not even playing as blue. Ha ha ha. So you can just win like this. Now, you could say that's just because his deck is bad, but sometimes this is all it takes. Like, just flood the board and just fill it up with good value stuff. This is just too slow of a card, though, is the problem. That looked like way more than 10 cards from the animation. Never heard of them. Yeah, that's why the Rockies could be... What the fuck is that, dude? I always do that too, like, oh, I think I'm in a good winning position because I have good board presence and good well-stated stuff on the board, but I guess I kind of exhausted what I was trying to do there. Or you should really make a point to try to do the, you know what, as a fallback, let's just do the red deck then, Sarkhan. I should do the daily quest. That's maybe the best secret to doing the reward track. Because if you miss the daily quest once in a week, those give you like 500 experience each. Maybe that was my mistake before, as if I shouldn't be doing those anyway. I don't really have anything to sell. Al Capone, good one. I don't really have anything to save gold for now, though, because I have I already did the draft for the whole thing, so I only need 10k gold by like literally the next expansion. And then obviously just anything else in between, I'll buy like a stupid cosmetic with it or something. I rarely buy packs because I find that kind of boring. You just kind of get them for doing what you're doing anyway, reward tracks and just logging in or whatever, just doing drafts themselves. Yeah, I'll end up getting more cards just from doing the 10k drafts than from actual packs. What is the capital city of Australia? And that one's kind of a trick because you would think it's Sydney, but it's not Sydney. I don't think it's Melbourne either, or it could be. I think I know what it is, but I can't remember what it is. It's neither of those. Costs 2 less to cast is pretty good. But of course, it's not going to cost 0, I guess. Damn it, I think I know it, but... Begins with a C. At least I'm right about that. I totally know it too. You know what people always used to say is they always would say they think New York City is the capital of America for some reason, because it's just such a big and notable city. I don't know why. Like, I guess Washington D.C. just wasn't as well known. Like, that was maybe a couple decades ago or something, people would say that, but nobody, no, I swear there was even like a whole thing on it. Maybe not now in the modern day, but before the internet, people thought it for some reason. It's because it's the first city that you think of with America. Let's see, it starts with a C. I can't remember. I won't even say I don't know it. I feel like I just answered this maybe a few days ago too, maybe, or a while ago. Maybe he asked me this already and I was right. Collingwood, or fuck, what could it be? Starts with the C. It's obviously not Sydney. It's obviously not Melbourne, Victoria. Like, basically what they'll do is they'll name the most well-known city, not necessarily the... Like, if you ask about Florida, what's the capital of Florida? They'll say Miami, but it's actually not. Or even New York. That's a better one. Collingwood is a place in Melbourne. Okay. Melbourne. That's a good question. What's the capital of New York State? So now I'm just doing this as a bonus just to try to do the daily class, which will probably take me all day to do still. But that deck didn't do very well, and obviously I'm not going to blame the newer cards, but I actually don't know now. Starts with a C. That's why this is basically a just chatting stream, because it's the way I play these card games is so... Oh, that's pretty sick actually. Oh shit. A black-red hybrid. Perfectly symbolized, like a funeral pyre. You always come up with these little analogistic things to explain some of the overlaps. Like even a swamp I don't think of as green or as black. I think of a swamp as a hybrid between green and black. Right, like a forest that's in a little bit of a decrepit state or something. Oh, fuck. I always would make that mistake too and think that I had extra mana. Is it New York City? Yeah, see, that's what people always say. I'm going to say that the place begins with a B. It's Canberra. Okay, maybe I didn't know that one then. Yeah, but everybody would think it's New York City. Just like how I was saying with the whole... Or maybe that's what I meant. I didn't mean that the whole country people thought it was New York City, although I swear I saw something on that. It might have been from a super long time ago, but no, even New York State, it's not New York City either. It's Albany, which nobody would really know that. It's still a very populated city, but it's not like that big of a deal. It's almost as shitty as Syracuse. Because yeah, just because something's a political capital doesn't mean it's actually the best or biggest or most important city in the state. This you have to sack something for, which is actually okay. Whenever it attacks, create a treasure token so you can play. Yeah, that's what people were trying to argue too. I keep trash talking the value of dragons and just maybe some of the red cards in general, and people say, well, there's so many cards that help you reduce the cost of dragons. But yeah, you don't have to do that with other decks. Like, I don't have to try to make the dinosaurs cost less. They're just already good standard, period. So the trade-off is that, oh, these ones are flying, I guess, but that's still not enough to excuse some of these shitty values. Like, for a 4-mana 4/4, it has to be gold or mythic or something crazy. 7-mana 4/4. I don't even care about the haste. Name 3 states or territories I'm not on. I don't know any of them, dude. Unless you count like a city as a territory. Like, is Sydney a territory? Yeah, I have no idea then. It takes so long to do these daily quests, man. Or maybe I re-rolled the wrong one. I forget what it even was. Sydney is in New South Wales. What state is it in? Melbourne. How am I supposed to know? Okay, it'll be Wales then. It'll be South Wales, North Wales, West Wales, East Wales. I don't know. How am I supposed to know this stuff, dude? Well, I think you did tell me the Canberra thing a while ago. But no, I don't think I even really knew that. I thought it was something else that I had forgotten. Victoria, okay. I swear some of this I might be learning for the first time. Like, I knew that Victoria is a place in Australia, but I didn't know exactly where or what exactly it is. I almost thought it was a city. You said, oh, you find... No, you haven't said that specifically. You've maybe mentioned it, but you didn't say it's... It has to do with Melbourne. Wales is near the UK. Obviously, that's why I just named that. Like York. York is in the UK. That's why it's called New York. So what I mean is, like, it would have been, if there's South Wales, there could be North, East, West, whatever. Also in Australia. What country is to the right of Australia? Like Japan, technically, if you go north, but I don't know. It could be the US. Like, there's nothing in the middle of the water from there. I don't know. If you go far enough right. But there's probably some small island country that I can't think of. Oh, here we go. The buff ship. I don't even care now. I'm just literally doing this to farm out the cards. The quest. Which I don't like to do that, but whatever. I like to do everything in the context of a format. Like, oh, you know, we'll play as each of these green decks till we lose. So we did it in... We lost both of the best of 3, and then I won one game with the one and lost the first game with the other. I think. So technically it did better, I guess, in that context, the newer deck. Is one you should know. I don't know. I can't think right now. Why would you even do that? What the fuck? This guy's a bot. Turn target creature with mana value 1. Oh shit. But it still didn't accomplish anything. Like, did it beat you down with the flying thing? Yeah, block it too and do it again. Beginning of your end step. New Zealand? Wait, what? Country in Oceania. Huh. Oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to judge when it's in the water like that. You're not really thinking of it. There's too many islands. Like, you could say Papua New Guinea, even though that's north. Like, I guess it makes sense. Or yeah, even there I'm wrong too. You would run into fucking South America, so it would be like, you could have said Chile and you would have been right too, because it is to the east, depending on what your elevation is. Just do that. I don't know why he keeps doing that, because he keeps getting it back or something. It's all like stuff you don't think about on a regular basis, so it almost doesn't matter to you. But cause yeah, everyone acts all snarky like that with haha, NA education or something like, oh, you don't know all of that, but I guarantee you that most people around the world don't know all these things either. Like, what does it matter? Right? Like, who cares what the capital of some random country is at any random point? Like, unless you work there or you travel there, like, you're not going to know every little thing. Although I guess that's something chess players do in particular. Speaking of chess, just like Magnus Carlsen did make a point to memorize like all the different cities and districts and stuff in Norway. So just it didn't matter that it was Norway, obviously. It's just more like he just it was a good way to show in his youth that he had such a good memory, which is obviously the most important attribute for chess: time and memory. My turn. Okay, let me see. I should have a decent board position, but I can't deal with his healing. And he has flying now, so there's really nothing I can do at all. These are, but this is what I mean. You have to go so far out of your way to reduce the cost of stuff to make it actually decent value. But why should I have to even do that? Just because I have support for that as a dragon archetype doesn't mean it's actually worth it. So now you get to whatever, I should have almost done the quest here because I did play a lot of shit. And I can't even think of it anymore. It's easier to come up with celebrity type ones, which are completely unfair, but because again, they have nothing to do with it being America. It's just something, even if you live here, you probably don't know it unless you pay attention to celebrity culture or whatever. Never deals damage to a player, which I'm not going to be able to do. Let me think. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Who is the first professional athlete to become a billionaire? Which I think is even true worldwide, not just in America. Go with American history. But somebody got like a crazy contract that everybody was talking about. I can't remember his name, but that almost seemed like that would have made him a billionaire single-handedly. What was that guy's name? Like Giannis was making fun of him or something. Crazy athlete contract. There was just one recent one. It was like 600 million or some crazy thing that didn't even seem right. I can't find it. It starts with an M. It's like, I don't know how to say it. Don't know the answer. I'm pretty sure it was Michael Jordan, but it wasn't just because he was a player, obviously, and made so much. It's because he was, I mean, I guess that would be an easy one to guess, too, though, if you just know who Michael Jordan is, because he's so famous, period. From his sponsorships and Nike deals and owning a team and all this kind of other stuff. Let's see if I'm actually right myself. First billionaire. But technically that's not true because it could be Junior Bridgman because he's a fucking owned like part of Coca-Cola or McDonald's or something. First billionaire athlete, Michael Schumacher. What? Tiger Woods is the third athlete to become a billionaire. LeBron James, Tiger Woods become first billionaire while still playing. What? Becomes first sports billionaire or first billionaire athlete. Oh, I guess even I was wrong. Michael Schumacher. It must be from other investments and stuff, though. Like, nobody actually makes that much simply from playing. Like, Michael didn't even make close to that from playing. He was an F1 racer. That is pretty surprising, actually. I swear I saw articles that Michael Jordan was the first one. First billionaire athlete. Who are the 4 billionaire athletes? Magic Johnson becomes the 4th one. Yeah, see, this one doesn't even acknowledge the F1 guy. It says he joins Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Tiger Woods. So who the fuck is the Michael whatever Schumacher guy? It must be some other measurement that they're using. Tiger Woods doesn't surprise me, I guess, too much. Okay, this is actually gonna take all day. Holy shit. Farming out a daily quest just to do it. Oh, look at this mirror matchup. Yeah, let's let this game be instructive. Like, how much better is his deck going to be than mine? And what is he going to do that's so different? I love the totally superfluous haste that it has. Like, that's totally unnecessary to the card and not at all what the point of having him in there is, but... This is taking actually a lot longer than I would have liked it to take, but... Whatever. I've been having trouble actually streaming at night. I get too tired or I don't feel like doing it, so I've been doing this in the morning. Instead, he's gonna rush me down with these two. Just go and face. Do you remember 9/11? You would have been like 6, I think. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was in school and everybody was panicking. Like, whatever, they kind of just stopped doing what they were doing. Even though it has nothing to do with school, it's like, it's not like it has some immediate threat posed to you, but I guess it depends based on where you are, if you were close by, but it was just sort of like a day of silence or moment of silence, or maybe they even sent us home. So we didn't really know what was happening right away, but all the teachers were just kind of freaked out. For you, it's 12:31 in the morning. For me, it's like 8 in the morning. I mean, I remember, like, I was there in school, but like it didn't really mean anything at the time until you find out later what exactly happened. George Bush was even in school too, the president at the time. He was like reading some stories kids book to a class, and then you see him on camera and he's like very stunned and doesn't do anything for like 5 minutes. So he's like not really ready for the severity of the situation, which in that position you should be a little more active and actually give some instruction, but he just kind of sat there and kept reading or doing nothing. You've seen it? Imagine if I was in that class that he was reading to. That'd be quite the story. You weren't even born yet? Or yeah, how about that controversial Twitch streamer Hasanabi who said something about it, that the US deserved it or something? I'm not saying it, don't ban me for saying it, but I guess obviously he wasn't banned for saying it either, so that's the kind of thing, if you said that in any other context about any other event in history, you would get flamed and in trouble for it, but somehow he gets away with shit like that. Oh shit, I should have fucking played something. We should be almost done with it now, dude. Come on, I don't have all day. That means you're less than 22. Yeah, you told me how old you are, but I keep forgetting. Druid role player over here. Using dragons, how fitting. Like, they're to do with nature and beasts more so than this, but... Selfless paladin. Okay, good night. You'll miss my epic chess gameplay now because I just want to get that one done too. 2 category a day in one, even though it's meant to represent 2 days. Never told you to, I think you did actually. Should be able to guess. Thanks. Okay, so is that please enough to do the daily quest? Fucking god damn it, dude. Not that I'm really even losing these games on purpose, but like 18, 16 or 18. I feel like it's 18, but how could it be? Because you're must be 16. 13. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure you told me. $13, I'll say. You weren't born in 2001. You could be anywhere from... I mean, you could be like still 22 plus. Wrong. Okay, I don't know. Or it might say it on your Twitch account. You have to put it in your thing, but maybe it won't be accurate. Like this. You literally have to play 7 cards for another day. You'll find out. Okay. That was always what was so confusing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like the different phases, because the way these digital automated games would go is every single phase, it would ask you, do you want to trigger a card now? Do you want to trigger a card now? Because if you had like a trap or something, right, that was available to play, then you could always be wondering like... And so if it didn't trigger that, pause for a second, you would know your opponent would have nothing to play, so that would create a problem. Right, it's not that just them choosing not to play it, it's the fact that the game doesn't even prompt them, which would always take a second to answer the prompt. See you later. Oh, now we have to do another one just because he clowns up. Not to die, that shit's permanent. Yeah, even in my games that's true too. I wouldn't have to be at work to abide by that. Not that it has any real relevance to what I do. It's not like I'm putting my life at risk every day. Although the weather is pretty bad, I should drive carefully. Okay, this should be the last one for sure. Okay, come on, come on. I wonder how many people actually do this where they use all different card appearances. Probably a lot for the lands, because there are so many and there's so many custom ones or ones that you have to buy and stuff. I love this randomness of the card decks too. I've stayed around 60 most of the time because less is always better. Another lesson from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, you can have between 40 and 60, but the vast majority of decks would always have 40. Right, there's not really a benefit for having more because you want to cycle through and get your best stuff and just... whatever. Literally 1, 2, 3... That's not even a dragon itself, of course, so it doesn't benefit from a lot of the other effects. That's the implication I don't like about, like, whenever something new comes out, people will be like, I guess I'll just play this one out, but this really took way longer than I wanted it to. But then again, that's not even really my fault. Even if I had done better at those green decks, I couldn't have done this daily quest because...
I fight with a dragon's rage! Bolus told me I should do this.
It would be a case where basically... Or you could just trade in. You know what, dude? I hate to do it, but just for the sake of time, we were just doing that for the daily quest. But no, even if I went on a 50-game win streak with the green decks, I wouldn't have been able to do the quest, obviously. So that always gives you a certain amount of experience, which maybe would make the difference in getting the orb, right? Because we're level 5 and 2 weeks of playing, which is not good at all, but you only have 3 months here instead of like 4 months with some card games too.